And we are being warmed up like frogs. If you put a frog in hot water, it jumps out. If you put a frog in water and warm it slowly, they'll cook. That is what they're doing to us. They're cooking our brains with psychological operations. We have now, they're moving towards a society based on lies. And George Orwell warned us of these things, and there I have a book of his. George Orwell said, in a society based on lies, speaking the truth is a revolutionary act. And unmasking now is also, therefore, a revolutionary act. Tell your friends, unmask now, do not submit. Do not submit. Do not submit. Do not submit.
Everything!
Now, it's amazing how they're getting away with it. But look, they do things, tricks, step by step. A few months ago, they said, oh, black people are more likely to get it. So you look around, my God, there's a black person. Oh. So, it's contagion fear labelled by black people. That's what they're giving us. And of course, the reasons for this are lack of vitamin D. Now, white people who stay indoors and go pale, they're also short of vitamin D. So why didn't they give us vitamin D tablets instead of masks? Right. No, they're using contagion fear to divide us. Now, this happened in Germany. Hitler used contagion fear to lock up, well, you know what he did. It was contagion fear of Jews, and that way we are what we have now. Hitler got into power, though, using the trade unions. That is what's happening here now. The trade unions have complied with this monstrous lockdown and nartification. The trade unions have to wake up. They're like Esau in the Bible. He sold his birthright for a mess of pottage. And the trade unions are saying, oh, 80%, that's okay, we'll do that, and then we'll get our jobs back. There's no jobs coming back. They've been handed over to the mega corporations and they'll pay you Amazon zero contract hours wages. We say no. The COVID rules are not to control COVID, they are to control you. Now, what we've got to do, we've got to have a petition around the youth to sign that say if the government can't prove there's a virus, then they've got to give up all their measures. So far they've failed, and we've got to September the 5th. But nevertheless, although there's no virus they found, Imperial College, Oxford University and so forth claim they've got a virus and a vaccine ready. We know it's a lie. But what do they say? This is what they say. Their claims are bananas. And now we have a banana. What they're saying, yeah, we're going to finish. Okay. What they're saying is they've seen a bit of DNA on a dish, and therefore that looks similar to a virus, so it could turn into the virus. It's like an Agatha Christie novel. We want evidence, was there a man in the room? And I look around, there's no shoes or nothing. And I see some bananas. And then I say, yes, the bananas are 60% the same DNA as humans, therefore there was a man in the room. It's a pack of lies. I'll round off, mate. I'll round off. I am speaking later again in Parliament Square, by the way. Okay. And there's a few other people wanting to say, but I just want to end with the issue of psychological operation. They haven't publicised this, a whole behaviour insight team in Matthew Parker Street, SW1 near Parliament. That is for psychological control of you. It's like telling ants to socially distance. It's crazy. So we say, bin the behavioural insight team. or puts your knee, bend the bit, bend the bit, bend the bit, bend the bit, bend the bit. And lastly, almost, hands up those people who have or will sign a letter to their MP telling him to stop the lockdowns or go from office. Yes, 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 yes. And if they don't go, we will drive them out.
Just to remind you, if your MP lies, so if you write and ask them a question and they lie while they're in office, it can carry lifetime in prison.
Hooray! Jail them! Jail them! Jail them! Jail the liars! 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 Okay, we're almost there. So the next few months or weeks or days, we've got to do two things. One, every locality must build a movement against the new normal. Build your own committees against the new normal. And we here will have a standing committee against the new normal, open to anybody who will fight the new normal, irrespective of their political backgrounds. Fight the new normal together. And I suggest we end with a chant, no more lockdowns, save lives. So, no more lockdowns, save lives. No more lockdowns, save lives. No more lockdowns, save lives. Thank you.
Here's Corbyn, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it a massive round of applause. Here's, you forgot your bananas. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point to the fact that at the front here, we have some of our disabled people are vulnerable. These are the people we need to protect from the tyrannical government. Let's hear a round of applause. We're all disabled. Now, for all you guys out there, you've seen the wrinklies, you've seen the middle-aged woman. Now you're going to hear Lalani, page 3 model. She's just going to do a one line while she supports us. Come on, the beautiful Lalani. You might have seen her on the Real Housewives of Cheshire.
Hi there, thank you. I'm just here. Kate just asked me to come up here. I've been following her since the start of all of this. So I just want to say I totally support our nurses that are speaking out. I support the whistleblowers speaking out. I support the doctors speaking out. I support the scientists speaking out. And I'm here to say no mandatory masks and no mandatory vaccines. And we support the beautiful. We support even our celebrities. Love them or hate them. We need them. Let's hear it for Lalani. Now, ladies and gentlemen, children, truth seekers, health seekers, sovereign bodies. We have a very good whistleblower here, Dr. Kevin Corbett. He's a nurse. I'm not even going to read out his credentials, they're that long. He has also whistleblown on the Metropolitan Police and the Nursing and Midwifery Council. Common purpose, and they have buried it. This is the man who authored the papers about the Nazification of the NHS. Let's hear it for Dr. Kevin Corbett.
Good afternoon, Trafalgar Square and the world. My mum and dad were nurses at the start of the NHS. They loved it. They inspired me to be one. I'm a retired qualified nurse and a health scientist with 40 years experience. After the war, the NHS ordered to save people, not anymore. Since January, our government has commanded the new NHS to spread fear and viral hysteria. Contagion fear, designed to control you and all healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, paramedics and therapists. We now are under COVID dictatorship. There is no public scrutiny and oversight of hospitals, no coroner's juries, no autopsies. We have school kids and supermarket shoppers in face nappies. And in London, our head of the police, common purpose leader, Prester Dick, she says that you should mask shame me when I don't wear a mask.
Yeah, fuck off.
We have unnecessary isolation of patients. We have presumptive medical diagnosis inflating the statistics. Friends and relatives dying without loved ones and spiritual religious support. I personally experienced this when my cousin's aunt died, and family and the priest were banned from the nursing home. And I bet all of you have had experiences like that. Yes?
Yes.
Viral tyranny. Draconian legislation, the Coronavirus Act. Testing, isolation. You can be removed from your homes. What do you think of that? It's up for renewal in a few weeks. What should we do? I say we should bid it, scrap it, and bring back common sense. We must write to MPs and demand they scrap the Coronavirus Act, or we're going to scrap them. Now, all trained healthcare professionals, and there's a lot here, we are regulated by three bodies: the General Medical Council, the Nursing Council, and the Health Professions Council. Our government's corrupted them completely. Kate's the best nurse I know. Give her a round of applause.